New York City is willfully blinding itself in the fight against terror and setting a precedent for cities and agencies across the country that is absurd. New York City has long been the single most effective agency in fighting terrorism, the city police department, I mean. Many stops of terror attacks can be credited to the NYPD, more perhaps than can be credited even to the FBI, although they're pretty close. And the city has developed an enormous database on Muslim extremists and mosques and who's doing what and who's affiliated with whom and who's been to the Middle East and who hasn't, and all of that information, focused, of course, on the Islamic community. Now a federal judge has ordered New York City Police Department to strip itself of that data, literally not to keep data on Muslims and terrorist organizations and Islamists in New York City. The court ruled that the police department must erase that information because keeping it violates the civil liberties of those who are being surveilled. Now, get it straight. This does not involve interfering with anyone's life. It doesn't involve interrogation, much less enhanced interrogation. It doesn't involve any kind of physical contact. It doesn't involve necessarily phone tapping. What it involves simply is a database and keeping the information and gathering information so that they can help decipher terrorist plots that could kill thousands of New Yorkers like 9/11 did. But the court doesn't care. The court is saying that if you keep a database that's aimed at a certain ethnic group, that's illegal and violative of their civil liberties. The only civil liberty I think it violates is the civil liberty to get killed. When will this insanity end? Delano, who is the Warren Delano, who is Franklin Roosevelt's grandfather, said that all Democrats are not horse thieves. But in my experience, all horse thieves are Democrats. And 99% of the suicide bombings over the last year in the world, literally, that's not a made-up stat, it is 99%, were Muslims. And, well, all Muslims, God knows, are not terrorists. The vast majority are not. If you're going to seek the terrorist population, you're going to find it by looking into the Islamic community. And innocent people should have nothing to fear, and those who are plotting attacks should have a lot to fear. But now, thanks to the federal court, they don't. Please check out my podcast. It's something new that I'm doing, where it's half an hour or 40 minutes of detailed political analysis about the election. You can click on the link attaching this email and go straight to the podcast, or you can do it through iTunes or through podcast1.com, podcastone.com. Listen to it. I think you'll like it. It's if you're really a junkie. Thanks.